Hello and welcome to Learn with Umesh. I'm Umesh Gajendra Gadkar. The goal of this channel is to share my learning path on some of the tools and technologies that I'm exploring nowadays. My current focus is AI, LLMs, and machine learning. They say that every technology has a technology adoption curve. There are people who adopt it very early. They're called innovators. They are the youngest of the lot and have fairly large financial resources. Then you have people who are early adopters. They are also a younger population, have many financial resources, and start adopting the technology and try and experiment with it and create certain applications out of it. Then you have early majority, a very large group of people who basically adopt the technology and make use of it. And the next one is, the late majority people. It's also a large group and they have good resources. These are the companies that, take the technology step by step. They decide to jump onto it only after they have seen some successes. And then, of course, the last one is the laggards. These are the people who are the last to jump on technology, either forced by, the tech world or forced by the economic conditions that they are in. For AI, LLM, and machine learning, this curve exists. However, there is apparently a bit of a twist out there because A, these technologies are very complex, B, their applications are wide but still unproven, and C, the speed with which these technologies are developing is phenomenal. So I believe we are all in the early adopter to late adopter, uh, so early majority or late majority kind of state where we have some applications out there. We also have some people who are taking some proven applications and making use of them. My goal is to showcase what I'm learning on these tools and try and do these things on our own computers as much as possible. I hope you would walk with me on this uh, path and let's see where we go from there. All right. So, with that introduction out of the way, let's try and jump into what I'm learning nowadays. I mean, you all know about ChatGPT, Gemini, Copilot, DeepSeek, multiple LLM models out there that power the artificial intelligence. You might have also used them using your browser, connecting to their chats, trying, do summarization of your documents and whatnot. And all of these give you a very nice free tier. However, if you are a programmer and you would like to experiment with them, you would find that suddenly you run out of the number of queries that you can run per minute, per day, and then they present you a mode called as pay as you go, ask you to take your credit card out of your pocket and start slowly draining the pennies from your credit card. I know as I'm going to learn these technologies, it's not going to be straightforward. I would run into these limits very quickly, and that's why I want something that I can run on my own machine without having to pay for any of these queries. Could be small, could be tiny models that I can work with and learn, and then jump into the ocean of these large models to work through them. So, towards that goal, the first of the tools that I came across that would allow me to run AI locally on my machine is called as LM Studio. Now, this is a studio that allows you to download any kind of open source AI model onto your machine The tool is smart enough to figure out if this is something that you can run on your machine configuration, whatever kind of machine configuration you have, and then allows you to run it locally without having to incur huge costs. So LM Studio is available to you both for Windows and other operating systems. I'm using Windows, so you just download it for Windows, and once you have downloaded it, this is how the interface looks like. As you can see, it's a pretty straightforward interface, and you can look at on the left hand side there are tabs that allow you to search the LLM models available out there. Then there is a chat window which allows you to message to the model, so mostly for text based chats. And then you can also see the results in this window. There are a few other things out here that we would work through as we go through this over a period of time. Now, once you have installed LM Studio, what you can do is look for the LLM models that are available by clicking on the search, and you would find that now there is a format that the model needs to be to make it available on your machine. So here are the models out there. So let's see which one can I make use of. Let's start with, say, Gemini. All right. So shall we start with a small one? State of art image and text input model. Google built the same research used for Gemini models. It's also a staff pick, and you can download this. All right. The minute you start downloading it, you would find that it starts appearing here. Okay. Let's give it a minute or two as it goes through the download process, and we will work through how we can install it and how to make use of it. So you have multiple things here: best match, most likes, most downloads, recently updated. And this is important, as you will see the models have a very nice life cycle, and the update date is also very important for all of us. Okay. Now, while this model is installing itself, I have another model that I had installed. So let me see if I can make use of an already installed model out here. So this was the one model that I had installed earlier. So let me ask it to be loaded. So we are loading now Gemma 3 12 billion parameters, out of which only 3 point some billion parameters would be loaded into the memory as we make use of it. Okay, so what you have now is Gemma loaded here, and let me ask it, hey, who are you? All right, so you can see the answers that it is going to give it to me. Clearly, it is slightly slower than what you would see when you're doing it on a web browser connected to the model directly, but should be okay. Let me see if it really works. So let me say, write a letter to my manager telling about to let him know that I am taking a day off next Wednesday. Say, write a note. Let's see if it is able to write it. Okay. So clearly the model is working. It's working on my machine. I'm not reaching to Google. I'm not using any limitations that they may have, number of queries that I can run and whatnot. So this is good. Does that make sense? So it's running locally. It's making use of whatever resources I have on my machine, and I can see which resources are being used by this. So you see all these things. So it's still working. Now, as you can also see, the Gemma 3.4b model is also downloaded. All right. So once this is done, okay. Now let's reload the model that we downloaded a few minutes ago. All right. So this is now loaded, and let's see, who are you? Okay. That's the simplest way of doing it. And now you can actually go and see all the models out there that you want to, you have access to. So we will work with some of these models and try and see how best we can make use of them in the next set of sessions. Obviously, if you are a Linux user, you have LM Studio available on Linux. How to install it, etc., should be straightforward. If not, I will create a small demo of that, how to do that installation. But I don't think it would be too much of a bother for anyone who has a good grasp of Linux. Okay, let's see if this LLM can create some image. So let's say create an image of a flock. You can see that this is text-based LLM right now. It would not be able to do any kind of imaging and whatnot. So certainly the LLMs know what they know, and they know what they were trained on. All right, and that's where one of their limitations is. They can tell you only those things that they have been trained on. They can make some inferences, but if you are looking for certain facts, either they would give you completely incorrect information, or they would give you really correct information if it is available to them, or they would hallucinate. A simple example that one of my learned friends gave me was this, and let's see if this is true. Okay, what is today's date? Well, it says today is November 3, 2023. Surely not. Let me see. Are you sure? So that's where, you can see the limitations of these LLMs for practical applications. And we will work through them in our next set of sessions. Thank you for watching. And if you like what you're seeing, please subscribe. Thanks.